All right, this next one I'm going to call B.B. King inspired. However, all these licks are done in various forms by all the great blues guitar players. But we'll call this one a B.B. King inspired. And basically, one of the things B.B. King is most known for is his combining of the major and the minor pentatonic together in one solo. Now, instead of getting bogged down by a bunch of chord shapes, which is, I think it's really important to learn as many of the chord shapes as you can. I mean, it just helps you play better and help you learn quicker. However, this is a cool little device that you can do right in your A minor pentatonic still. And remember to try these in other keys. But basically, I'm still in that same scale shape here with the root on the 5th fret of the low E. Okay? But here's what we can do. We can still solo right with that minor pentatonic scale, but here is a really cool device, and it works really well specifically over the 1 chord. So if you have a blues that's got the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord, this is always going to work most strong for that 1 chord. And then it's also great if you've got a little groove that stays on a dominant chord, like an A7 chord for a while. That whole time there, this little device would be beautiful over that. So here it is. Anytime you're inclined to play this 5th fret on the G string in that pentatonic, that note, every time you're wanting to hit that, you got to train yourself. You're going to want to practice this a little bit, but every time, just for this device, when you want to do that, you're going to hammer that middle finger a half step higher. So watch this little box right here if I do that every time. Right? But let's say I wanted to do it backwards like this. It's still going to be the same thing. It's going to hammer up, not backwards. So it would be... So instead of playing that box, even... Right? And then anytime, and this is going to work, that little hammer-on specifically strong for that 1 chord. However, the next 2 little spots that you can replace your regular pentatonic with, they're going to pretty much work all the time and give you a different flavor. And it's just the whole steps, which is actually even easier. It's 5 to 7 on the B, 5 to 7 on the high E, but also with little half-step bends in there too. And the one I like a lot is especially that B string half-step bend. Hear all that extra flavor in there, and you're doing this. And then adding some half-step bends on that B string and high E. And now I'm going to show you 2 classic BB inspired little things there. One is almost like a country lick. We're going to hammer on from 5 to 6 on the G. Then we're going to do 5, 7, 5 on the B string. And I just did one pick there. That's a nice little technique. Or you could pick them all. And then the root note, the 5th fret of the high E. Now, the other classic one is ring finger slide from the 5th fret up to the 7th fret on the B, then 2 times on the high E, then back to the 7 on the B, and then back to the root. Followed by, and I was combining, improvising the concept that I showed you. And then we're going to go on that 7th fret of the high E, and we're going to do a whole step bend. As you can see, I went back to just the blues scale, and it sounded like, oh, okay, I hear that different sound there. So that's the idea of you can plug in that little concept to splatter that kind of feeling or color, and then bring it right back into that minor pentatonic scale. So